What are you feeling?
Going on. That kind of hurts. Did that go
Did you
off?
see that?
Did a picture just get taken? Okay. So just a little while ago, this
Is this object that I'm holding in my hand?
No, he reached for the spirit box.
Do something. We'll be listening.
And it just like literally like.
Six years and over 20 paranormal investigations later, many of them which you can see on our YouTube channel, Manifest Destiny Trio has seen their fair share of things. Since the anniversary of our first ever investigation is coming up, Hal, Nick, Ryan, and myself thought it only made sense to reminisce about our top 6 moments of the last 6 years. Each 6 of those moments will be released in separate videos, and as you watch them, you'll see a common theme among them: location. Although there were a lot of moments to choose from, we eventually narrowed them down. So let's just skip right to it. Moment number 3, for sure, holds kind of a special place for Ryan, Nick, and myself, because it came in our first ever investigation at a place that we call the Hall. And you know, we've been back to this place a few times, but that first ever investigation helped us gather some of our best evidence still to this day after 6 years. And moment number 3 is one of those pieces. So without going, you know, through our entire night at the Hall or anything, because we got a lot of activity, even though it was one of these locations that we didn't know if we did have anything until well after the investigation. We did the evidence. The person we got the tour from, whose name is Matt, told us a lot of activity happens up toward the office areas, and that's actually where we captured a lot of the evidence from this investigation. So moment number 3 happens up there in the back offices area. Now, earlier where we set up, we had a number of static IR cameras. And we had, I think, 3 of them upstairs. So in this back office area is where we actually had one of those. Ryan and Nick took a seat in there on opposite ends of the office, and I had the handheld camera, and I was kind of walking around the upstairs a little bit while they started their questioning. You know, at this point in time, we didn't have the K2 meter that you could see, or the one that didn't light up. We had a digital one, so you can't really see anything from the camera. But Ryan had the digital EMF meter. Nick had the voice recorder. I had the handheld camera, and we were just kind of, we knew we were going to wrap up really soon. So we were trying anything to get a response.
They really love their union seals. Get it? Union seals. Soldier! Every time? Every time I turn the flashlight on and I'm pointing at this thing, it's at like 1.6, 1.8, and I put my flashlight on and it goes back down to 1.3, 1.2.
It didn't seem very significant of a spike, so we didn't really talk about it or mention it, but obviously it was something, because right after that, I'm messing around with the flashlight. I don't know why, but I was shining it in his face, back to the detector, up, down, He was clicking his on and off. My light ended up strobing. I don't know, we were just kind of doing whatever at that point in time. As I kind of walk away from Ryan, we actually got a voice who wasn't all too happy with the way Ryan and I were just messing around with the flashlights.
Every time I turn the flashlight on and I'm pointing at this thing, it's at like 1.6, 1.8, and I put my flashlight on, it goes back down to 1.3, 1.2. I mean 0.3, 0.2.
As far as the EVP itself goes, the turn is a little bit more difficult to hear unless you really turn out the volume. You can hear that much better, and then the word light is really enunciated loud. The T at the end is said, and then off is really breathy, and so it gets louder each time. So when we kind of look back on it, we're like, yeah, someone didn't really want to be bothered. I think it's the number 3 moment of our 6 years for a few reasons. Definitely because it was our first ever investigation, and add on to that, we didn't think we captured much that whole evening, but we got that. And then I think on top of that, the clarity of the voice, and then also I would think that because of how immediate the spirit response to our playing with the flashlights, it was pretty impressive that it was intelligent and just kind of, even though we think we're getting yelled at, which we probably were, it created this EVP and our number 3 moment.
Every time I turn the flashlight on and I'm pointing at this thing, it's at like 1.6, 1.8, and I put my flashlight on, it goes back down to 1.3, 1.2. I mean 0.3, 0.2.